In the shadows of an old city warehouse, a deadly game starts where your hidden wrongs come back to judge if you deserve to keep living. John Thompson was a regular man in his 40s. He lived in a small apartment in the city. His job was selling cars at a dealership. Every day, he woke up at 7 in the morning. He made coffee in his old machine. The coffee was black and strong. He drank it while reading the newspaper. The paper had news about weather and sports. Nothing exciting. Then he drove to work in his blue sedan. The traffic was always slow. Cars moved inch by inch. Horns honked now and then. At work, John talked to customers. He smiled a lot, but sometimes he lied about the cars. He said they were better than they were. He cheated on prices to make more money. His boss didn't know. John also had a wife named Mary. They had been married for 10 years. But John lied to her too. He said he worked late, but he went to bars. He drank beer and watched TV there. It was a dull life, but he didn't think about changing it. One evening after work, John stopped at a gas station. He filled his tank with regular gas. The pump clicked slowly. He paid with cash. Then he drove home. The streets were getting dark. Streetlights turned on one by one. He parked in his spot. It was number 12. He walked up the stairs to his door. The stairs creaked under his feet. He turned the key. The lock was stiff. Inside, the apartment was quiet. Mary was at her sister's house. John made a sandwich. Ham and cheese on white bread. He ate it while sitting on the couch. The TV was on. A show about cooking. He felt tired. His eyes closed slowly. When John woke up, everything was different. His head hurt like someone hit him. He tried to rub it, but his hands wouldn't move. They were tied with thick chains. The chains were cold and heavy. They wrapped around his wrists and ankles. He was on a hard floor. It was concrete, dirty with dust and old stains. The air smelled like rust and mold. There was a small light bulb hanging from the ceiling. It swung gently, making shadows dance on the walls. The walls were gray concrete blocks. Some had cracks. Others had dark spots that looked like dried blood. John blinked many times. His eyes adjusted to the dim light. "Where am I?" he whispered to himself. His voice echoed a little. The room was not big. Maybe 10 feet by 10 feet. There was no window. Just a metal door on one side. It looked locked. John pulled at the chains. They rattled but didn't break. They were attached to rings in the floor. He could move a little, but not far. His heart started beating faster. He felt sweat on his forehead. It was cold sweat, he thought back. How did he get here? The last thing was the sandwich and TV. Maybe someone came in while he slept. Drugged him? He didn't know. He called out, "Hello? Is anyone there?" No answer, just silence. Minutes passed. It felt like hours. He sat there thinking about his life. The lies at work, the times he ignored Mary's calls. Small things, but they added up. Suddenly a noise. A click. In the corner, a small TV screen flickered on. It was old with static lines. Then a picture appeared. No face, just a dark figure in shadows. It wore a hood. The voice came through. It was deep, changed by some machine to sound robotic. "Hello, John, I want to play a game." John stared at the screen. His mouth went dry. "What? Who are you?" The voice ignored him. "You have spent your life taking shortcuts, lying to those who trust you, cheating for your own gain. You think your actions have no cost. But today you will learn the price. Look to your right." John turned his head. On the floor about 5 feet away was a small key. It shone under the light, but between him and the key was a line of sharp things. Razor blades stuck up from the floor. They were in a row, like teeth. If he reached, he might cut himself bad. "The key unlocks your chains," the voice said. "But to get it, you must pay with your own blood. You have 10 minutes before the room fills with gas. It will make you sleep forever. Make your choice." The TV turned off. A timer started on the wall. Red numbers, 10 wow. It ticked down. 9:59, 9:58. John panicked. He pulled the chains again. No use. He looked at the blades. They were sharp. He could see his reflection in one. He thought about waiting. Maybe help would come. But no one knew he was here. Mary was away. Work wouldn't miss him till morning. He decided to try. He lay on his side, stretched his arm as far as he could. The chain pulled tight. His fingers touched the first blade. It cut his skin. A small cut. Blood dripped. Red drops on the floor. It hurt, like a paper cut, but deeper. He winced, but kept going, inch by inch. Another cut on his palm. More blood. It flowed slowly. Time was 7:42. He breathed heavy. Sweat mixed with blood, slippery. He reached further. Touched the key. Grabbed it. Pulled back fast. More cuts on his way back. His hand was bloody now. Messy. He fumbled with the key. Unlocked one wrist. Then the other. Ankles next. Free. Time 4:15. He stood up. Legs shaky. Went to the door. Locked. No handle. Just a panel with buttons. Numbers 1 to 9. A note above. Enter the sum of your sins. How many lies did you tell this week? John thought. Lies at work. 3 to customers. 1 to boss. 2 to marry. 6. He pressed 6. Buzz. Wrong. A shock from the floor. Mild but hurt. Try again. More lies. Forgot 1 to himself. 7. Press 7. Click. Door opened. He stepped out. A hallway. Long and dark. Lights on walls dim. He walked slowly. Feet bare on cold floor. Glass shards scattered. He stepped around them. It took time. He thought about his life again. Maybe this was punishment. Real punishment. At the end, another room. Inside, a woman. Tied like him. She woke up. Who are you? She asked.
Her name was Sarah. She worked in a bank.
Stole small amounts. Thought no one noticed. The TV came on again. Hello, Sarah and John. You both sin in secret. Now work together. In the box, wires. Cut the right one to open the next door. Wrong one releases acid from ceiling. They open the box. Wires, red, blue, green, yellow. They talked. Red means danger, John said. Maybe not that. Sarah cried a little. I don't know. They picked blue. Snip with clippers in box. Nothing bad. Door opened. They moved on. Outside, rain started. Soft patter on roof. They found stairs down. Slow steps. Each one creaked. Detective Mark Harris was at his desk that same night. The police station was quiet. Lights buzzed overhead. He sipped coffee. It was cold now. Black, no sugar. His desk had piles of papers. Reports from old cases. He was 50, gray hair starting. Wore a wrinkled suit. The phone rang. Sharp sound. He answered. Harris here. A body found. In an alley. Trap marks. Like the others, Mark sighed. Drove to the scene. Roads wet from rain. Wipers swished back and forth. Slow drive. He thought about the killer. Called the jigsaw copycat. Set traps with moral lessons. Victims had done wrong things. At the scene, yellow tape. Officers with flashlights. Body was a man. Twisted in wire, cut deep. Note nearby. He cheated life. Now life cheats him. Mark took photos. Slow clicks. Wrote notes. Victim 4, similar to last. Back at station, he filed report. Typed slowly on computer. Keys clicked one by one. Little did he know John and Sarah were still in the game. The night dragged on. John and Sarah stood in the hallway after the wire puzzle. The air was still and heavy. It smelled like old metal and damp concrete. Their feet hurt from the glass shards earlier. John's hand still bled a little. The cuts were not deep, but they stung with every move. Sarah wiped her eyes. She had stopped crying, but her face was red. They looked at each other. No words at first. Just breathing. We need to keep going, John said. His voice was low. He pointed to the stairs. They went down slowly, one step at a time. The wood was old and soft in places. It creaked under their weight. The stairs led to a basement level. Darker here. Only a few bulbs worked. They flickered like they might go out. At the bottom, a big room. Tables in the middle, tools on them. Hammers, saws, ropes. Looked like a workshop, but dusty. No one used it for years. Chains hung from the ceiling. Sarah shivered. This place is bad, she whispered. A speaker crackled, the voice again, robotic and calm. Good, you work together. But trust is a lie too. Now choose. One of you must stay behind for the next test. The other goes free to the exit. But the one who stays faces the press. A wall opened, a machine like a big press. Metal plates that would squeeze slow. On the table, 2 buttons, red and blue. Press 1. It decides who stays. John looked at Sarah. We can't trust this. Sarah nodded. But if we don't, what happens? They talked for a long time. Minutes felt like hours. John thought about his lies. He always chose himself first. At work, he took the easy sales, left others with hard ones. Sarah said she stole because her boss paid little. She needed money for her kid. Small amounts from accounts. No one missed it, she thought. I don't want to die, Sarah said. Me neither, John replied. They argued softly. Voices echoed. Finally, John pressed blue. It was for him to stay. The machine activated for a spot near him. Sarah's chains unlocked fully. A door opened for her. Go, John said. Tell someone. Sarah ran. Tears again. The door closed behind her. John faced the press. It started slow. Plates moved in. He had to solve a riddle on a paper. What did you press on others? Your weight of sins. He had to put weights on a scale to balance. Each weight had a number. His sins, lies, your 5, cheats the 3, etc. From his life, he thought hard. Added them. 12 lies this month? No. He counted again. Slow. The plates got closer. His arm would be crushed first. He placed stones. Wrong. It buzzed. Plates sped a bit. He tried again. Sweat dripped. Finally, 15. It matched something. Plates stopped. Door for him opened. He ran out. Found Sarah outside a gate. She waited. I couldn't leave you. They hugged quick, then ran into the night. Rain still fell, soft and cold. Streets empty. They flagged a car. A taxi. Driver looked scared but took them to police. Meanwhile, Detective Mark Harris finished at the crime scene. It was late. Past midnight. He drove back to the station. The roads were slick, puddles reflected lights. He turned on radio. News about traffic. Nothing about the body yet. At the station, lights were on in his office. His partner Lisa was there. She was younger, 35, short hair, drank tea from a mug. Another one, Mark said. He hung his coat, wet from rain. Lisa nodded. Yeah, same style. Trap with wires. Victim was a thief. Stole from charity. They sat at desks. Computers hummed. Mark typed the report. Slow keys. Date. Time. Details. Body found 11:45 p.m. Cuts consistent with blades. Lisa searched databases. 3 similar in 6 months. All victims had records. Petty crimes mostly. Mark drank water. From a bottle. It was room temperature. He thought about patterns. Warehouses, old buildings. City edges. Phone rang again. Desk sergeant. 2 people here. Say they escaped a trap, like your cases. Mark stood up. Bring them in. John and Sarah came, wet and tired. Bandages on John's hand from a nurse quick wrap. They sat in interview room. Gray walls. Table scratched. Recorder on. Mark asked questions. Start from beginning, John told. Woke up chained. Key with blades. Puzzle door. Wires with Sarah. Sarah added, the voice knew our sins. I stole. He lied. Mark wrote notes. Pen scratched paper. Described the place. Warehouse. Old. Smelled bad. Lisa brought coffee. Hot but weak. They drank slow. Mark asked more. Any face? Sound? Mask maybe. Voice machine. Hours passed. Statements typed. Signed. It was 4 a.m. now. Sky outside gray. Mark let them go home with officers. We'll check the area. He and Lisa drove to the warehouse district. Dawn breaking. Birds chirped. Buildings tall and empty. They searched one by one. Doors locked. Windows broken. Found one. Door ajar. Inside the rooms. Chains still there. Blood on floor. John's blood dry now. Lisa took photos. Flash bright. Fresh. Happened tonight. Mark found a tape. Small recorder. Played it. Voice. Detective, you're slow, but the games continue. Your turn soon? He felt chill. Put in evidence bag. Back at station. Lab work. Fingerprints none. Clean. Mark went home finally. Apartment small. Wife asleep. He showered. Water hot. Steam-filled room. He thought about the voice. New sins. How? Slept 2 hours. Woke to alarm. Beep, beep. Made toast. Butter melted slow. Drove to work again. Traffic same. Slow at office. Meeting. Captain talked. Update on trap killer. Mark shared. Survivors now. Clue tape. Others nodded. Coffee passed around. Cups clinked. Lisa said, victims linked by moral wrongs. Killer judges. Day dragged. More searches. Paperwork. Forms filled. Copies made. Killer watched from afar, in a hidden spot, planned next. A teacher who ignored bullied kids, trap ready, slow poison or choice, John at home. Mary hugged him. What happened? He told partial. Kidnapped. Escaped. She cried. They ate dinner. Soup hot. Spoons stirred. Night came. Quiet. Mark read files again. Lamplight yellow. Eyes tired. Another call. New body? No. False alarm. The game went on. Dull days hid the danger. Sarah couldn't sleep. Thought about stealing. Maybe stop. The city woke up slow that morning. Sun came through clouds. Streets filled with cars. People went to work. Buses stopped and started. Horns sounded now and then. Normal day for most, but not for everyone. Mark Harris sat at his desk again. Coffee in hand. It was fresh this time. Steam rose. He stirred it with a plastic spoon. Clink, clink against the cup. Lisa came in. She had donuts from the shop downstairs. Plain ones, no glaze. They ate quiet. Crumbs on papers. Lab results on the tape, Lisa said. She wiped her mouth with a napkin. No prints. Voice distorted bad, but warehouse owned by old company. Shut down 10 years ago, Mark nodded. He opened a file. Photos from the scene. Blood spots small. Chains rusty. We need to talk to neighbors. See if anyone saw something. They drove out. Car engine hummed. Radio on low. Weather report, rain later. The warehouse district was quiet. Factories closed. Weeds grew through cracks in pavement. They parked, got out. Shoes on gravel. Crunch, crunch. Knocked on doors. Old workers lived nearby. Apartments gray. One man answered. Elderly, glasses thick. Saw lights sometimes. Night. Thought kids. Another woman. Heard noises. Like metal banging. Ignored it. Hours of this. Notes taken. Nothing big. Back in car. Lunchtime. Stopped at a diner. Sandwiches ordered. Ham again. Bread soft. Ate slow. Talked case. Killer picks sinners, Mark said. How does he know? Lisa shrugged. Packs records? Or watches long. Afternoon back to station. Typed more reports. Printer word. Papers stacked. Captain called. Any progress? Mark said slow. Captain sighed. Meeting over. Meanwhile the killer prepared. His name unknown. He sat in a dark room. Basement somewhere. Screens on walls. Watched news. Planned careful. Next victim, Mr. Alan Reed. A teacher at high school. 45 years old. Taught math. But he ignored problems. Bullied kids suffered. He saw but did nothing. Wanted easy life. No reports. No talks with parents. Alan finished school that day. Bell rang. Kids ran out. He packed his bag. Papers graded quick. Some failed. Didn't care why. Drove home in his gray car. Traffic thick. Stoplights red long. He listened to music. Old rock soft. At home a small house. Wife out shopping. He made tea. Bag steeped slow. Drank hot. Felt dizzy sudden. Drug in the air or water? He fell on couch. Eyes closed. Woke in a chair. Room school-like. Desks around. Blackboard on wall. His arms tied with ropes. Legs too. Chalk dust in air. Smelled like old books and erasers. A screen lit. Puppet face this time. White mask. Eyes black. Voice robotic. Hello, Alan. You teach numbers but fail to count the pain you ignore. Children hurt under your watch. Now learn the lesson. Timer on board, 45 minutes. Chalk numbers. Write on the board the names of students you let down. For each, solve a problem. Wrong and the desk closes on you. Desks had lids. Mechanical. Would crush fingers if wrong. Alan struggled. Ropes tight, but a chalk on string. Reached it. Arm stretched. Hurt shoulder first name Timmy, bullied last year. Alan remembered. Ignored notes. Problem. How many tears did Timmy cry? Estimate. What? He guessed 100. Wrote slow. Chalk squeaked. Wrong. Buzz. One desk near him closed a bit. Metal scrape. Sweat on Alan. Thought hard. Kids cried a lot. 500? Wrote. Better. It opened. Next name. Sarah Jane. Girl pushed around. Problem. Days you looked away. He counted in head. School days 180, maybe 30 times. Wrote 30. Correct. Lid stayed. Time passed slow. 30 minutes left. He breathed heavy. Dust in nose. Sneezed. More names. 5 total. Each took time. Memories came. Guilt slow. He cried MSG a bit. Tears on cheek last one. Kid who left school. Problem. What cost your silence? Answer, a life almost. He wrote suicide attempt, correct. Ropes loosened, but door locked. Another puzzle. Lock with combo. Numbers from problems added. He added slow. 100 plus 500 plus or enter plus. Got 842, turn dial. Click, click, opened. He ran out. Hall like school. Lockers lined. Echo feet, found exit. Outside alley. Night now. He called police from phone booth. Old one. Coins dropped. Mark got the call evening. Another escapee. Drove to meet Alan. Hospital first. Checked, okay. Then interview, Alan told. Classroom trap. Knew my failures, Mark noted. Same voice? Yes, Lisa searched school records. Found the bullied kids. Real cases, Alan home later. Wife hugged. What happened? Told her. She listened quiet. Dinner uneaten. Cold now. Killer cleaned the room. Wiped chalk. Pushed desks back. Planned next. A doctor now. Who skipped patients for golf, Mark's night. Home late. Shower again. Water warm. Bed soft. But thought. His own past. Old case botched. Partner hurt. Ignored signs, Lisa texted. More links. All victims' local sins. Day ended. Rain started. Patter on windows. Dull drops. John and Sarah called in. Any news? Mark said, working. They waited home. TV on. Show's boring. Watched anyway. Alan slept uneasy. Dreams of desks closing. Crunch sound. Police guarded him temp. Officer outside. Smoked cigarette slow. The horror hid in normal. Waiting. In the city, people slept. Lights off one by one. Clock ticked everywhere. Mark read more files. Lamp buzzed. Eyes red. Another tape may be coming. Morning came gray again. Clouds hung low. Mark Harris woke to his alarm. Beep, beep, steady. He hit snooze once. Lay there 5 minutes. Stared at ceiling cracks. Like maps of old roads. Got up, feet on cold floor. Bathroom light harsh. Brushed teeth. Past minty. Spit in sink. Shower quick. Water pressure low. Dressed in same suit. Wrinkles pressed out with hand. Down to kitchen. Wife Karen already up. Made eggs, scrambled soft. They ate quiet. Toast buttered. Case keeping you late? She asked. Yeah, Mark said. Sipped orange juice. Pulp in it. Drove to station. Traffic heavier. School buses yellow. Kids with backpacks. Radio news. Local thefts. Weather rain. Parked in lot. Puddles splashed under tires. Lisa waited. Files on desk. Alan Reed's statement typed. School confirmed incidents. He did ignore reports. Mark nodded. Opened mail. Envelope plain. Inside a cassette tape. No label. From killer? Played on old player. Dust on it. Voice crackled. Detective Harris. You chase shadows but ignore your own. Remember case 47? Your partner paid for your haste. Soon you'll play too. Mark froze. Case 47, 5 years ago. Drug bust gone wrong. Partner shot. Mark rushed in. Ignored protocol. Blamed himself quiet. No one knew full. Lisa saw his face. What? Personal, he said. Pocketed tape. Evidence later. They visited forensics. Lab sterile. White coats. Tech named Bob. Glasses fogged. Tape clean. Warehouse had fibers. Cotton common. Waited for more. Hours. Mark filed expense reports. Forms long. Numbers added slow lunch. Cafeteria station. Soup vegetable. Bland. Spoon stirred. Afternoon. Stakeout planned. Another old building. Tip from Alan's description. Drove there. Parked far. Watched. Binoculars heavy. Hours passed. People walked dogs. Cars passed. Nothing suspicious. Rain started. Wipers on car occasional back empty-handed. Reports again. Typed paragraphs repeat. Meanwhile, Dr. Elena Vargas finished her shift. Hospital busy. Nurses rushed. Patients waited long. Elena, 48. Good at surgery but skipped clinic for personal time. Golf on Wednesdays. Patients rescheduled. Some suffered. Pain unmanaged. One died last year. Heart issue ignored. She drove home. Minivan clean. Radio classical. Violin soft. At house, suburbs green. Lawn mowed. Husband cooked. Steak smell. Felt tired. Drank wine red. Glass half. Dizzy fast. Slumped at table. Woke in operating room fake. Table metal cold. Strapped down. Lights bright overhead. Tools on tray. Scalpels shine. IV and arm mock. Screen on. Puppet again. Hello, doctor. You cut bodies but neglect souls. Patients waited while you played. Now operate on yourself. Remove the tumor of greed. Box on chest. Locked. Key inside her skin. No. Puzzle. Syringes with liquids. Mix right antidote. Wrong poison slow. Timer 60 minutes. Charts on wall. Medical terms. Dose for lies. How many patients ignored? She thought. Chart said 12 last month. Golf days, syringes labeled ABC, mix 2. Inject to unlock straps. Hands free enough to reach. Tremble. Needle sharp. Mixed A and B. Blue color. Inject arm. Burned mild, wrong. Cramp in leg, time 45 left. Thought again. Count patients. Bios in total. Reports hidden. Tried B and C, green. Inject, better. Straps clicked 1. Pain in memories. Patient Mr. Lee. Died waiting. Guilt rose slow, full unlock. But door code from chart. Heart rates added slow. A 20 plus, 80 plus, 90 or 290, punched in, beep, opened, ran out. Hall hospital like. Posters health. Feet echoed tile. Found phone. Called 911. Voice shaky. Mark got alert evening. Another survivor, doctor, hospital meet. Elena bandaged arm self. Told story. Knew my schedule. Golf, Mark asked. Any C killer? Shadow only, tall, connections now. All victims local. Sins known. How? Elena home. Husband worried. Dinner reheated. 8 little killer erase traces. Bleach smells strong. Screens showed Mark's house. Photo Karen Mark home late. Karen asleep. He sat couch. Thought case 47, partner's face. Blood then. Slept fitful. Dreams traps closing. Next day routine. Coffee station week. Meeting captain. Media asking. Solve soon. Nodded. More searches databases. Names cross. John called. Safe? Mark said guarded. Sarah joined support group secret. Talked sins. Dole shares. Allen back school. Kids stared. Taught lessons slow. Chalk dust again. Elena clinic full. Saw patients real. Waited with them. Clock ticked. Danger lurked. Normalcy. Postman delivered mail. Bills mostly. Mark found link. Old article. Factory accident years back. Workers ignored safety. Boss died. Killer relative. Lisa researched. Possible. Sun disappeared. Clue small. But start. Rain stopped. Sunset orange. City lights on. Night quiet. Plans brewed. Mark Harris started another day like the last. Alarm at 6:30. Sharp beeps. He turned it off. Lay still 10 minutes. Ceiling same cracks. Got up slow. Joints ached a bit. Age creeping. Bathroom mirror fogged from shower night before. Shaved careful. Razor dull. Nicks small. Blood spots on sink. Kitchen light yellow. Karen made oatmeal. Plain. Spoon stirred lumps. You look tired, she said. Coffee poured black. He drank hot. Burned tongue mild. Drove in. Rain gone. Roads dry. Radio talk show. People called about traffic. Boring complaints. Parked same spot. Walked to desk. Shoes echoed hall. Lisa there early. Mug steaming. New lead on Factory Son. Name David Klein. Missing since accident 2015. Father died in collapse. Safety ignored. Mark sat. Opened laptop. Typed name. Screen loaded slow. Photos. Young man. 20 then. Now 35. No recent. Could be him, Mark said. Printed article. Ink smudged. Phone buzzed. Captain. Press conference noon. Update public. Mark sighed. Prepared slides. PowerPoint simple. Bullet points. Victims. Traps. Survivors. Morning dragged. Emails answered. One by one. Delete spam. Met survivors group. John, Sarah, Alan, Elena. Room small. Chairs plastic. Coffee urn empty. John spoke first. Still nightmares. Blades and dreams. Sarah nodded. Stole more? No. Quit job. Alan. Kids ask questions. Elena. See every patient now. Mark listened. Noted changes. Moral shifts. Lunch quick. Vending machine chips. Salty crunch. Soda flat press conference. Flashes bright. Questions rapid. Who is killer? More deaths? Mark. Working leads. Public safe. Lies? Half. Felt guilt stir. Afternoon. Alone. Thought case 47. Partner Mike. Rushed door. Shot from inside. Mike paralyzed. Mark promoted anyway. Hid report flaws. Tape played again. Voice mocked. Inaction kills. Drove home early. Unusual. Karen surprised. Dinner out. Italian place. Pasta red sauce. Garlic bread. Talked old times. Laughed. Small. Home. TV news. Trap killer story. His face on screen felt watched. Curtains checked. Locked doors. Night fell. Slept uneasy. Dream. Chains on wrists. Woke in dark. Not bed. Concrete floor. Head throbbed. Hands chained. Same as others. Room bigger. Files stacked. Police badges mock. Screen lit. Puppet close up. Hello, detective. You enforce law but break it. Case 47. Your haste cost Mike his legs. Now walk in his shoes. Legs and braces. Metal cold. Locked. Timer 90 minutes. Puzzle. Recreate the bust. Models on table. Mini building. Doors to open right order. Reach with chain limit. Arm stretch hurt. Pulled first door. Wrong. Shock to legs. Jolt pain. Thought back. Night of bust. Ignored backup call. Rushed alone almost. Tried again. Second door. Correct. Light green. Memories slow. Mike said, wait. Mark yelled, go. Third door. Wrong. Braces tightened. Pins pricked skin. Blood trickled ankles. Sweat poured. Time 70 left. Breathe deep. Counted breaths. 1, 2, 3. Right sequence. Back up first, then side door. Main last. Unlocked. Braces off. But floor trap. Tiles pressure. Wrong one spikes up. Walked careful. Tested with foot. One wrong. Spike grazed calf. Cut deep. Limp now. Door out. Hall long. Echo steps. Found room with survivors' holograms. No screens. John, Sarah, etc. Pleading voice. Call them. Confess your sin publicly. Phone given. Dialed station. Lisa answered. Mark, where? Trapped. Killer has me. Case 47, my fault. Rushed. Mike hurt because me. Lisa. Hold on. Tracing. But line cut. Timer for escape. More puzzles. Safe with combo. Mike's badge number. Forgot. Thought years. 47A2. Opened. Key inside. Ran. Blood trail. Found exit door. Locked final. Admit guilt full, he yelled to camera. I killed Mike's life. Ignored signs. Selfish. Click. Free outside woods. Night cold. Phone dead. Walked miles. Road. Car stopped. Helped. Station chaos. Lisa hugged. Found signal. Old mill. Team raided. Empty. Traps dismantled. Killer gone. David Klein confirmed. Photo match from survivor sketch. But escaped. Survivors safe. Group hugged Mark. Home dawn. Karen cried. Don't go alone. Mark nodded. Changed. Visited Mike. Hospital bed. Talked real. Sorry, Mike forgave slow killer hid. New plan. Bigger game. All together soon. Days past dull. Reports filed. Media quiet, but tape arrived. Game evolves. Final round. Mark watched it. Puppet smiled. Tension built. Normal hid horror. John worked new job. Honest sales. Sarah mom time. Alan helped kids. Elena full clinic. Mark patrolled slow. Eyes everywhere. City breathed. Lights flickered. Waited. The days after Mark's escape dragged on like they always did in the city. Nothing changed much on the surface. People woke up, went to work, ate lunch, went home. The sun rose and set. Rain came and went. News cycles moved to other stories. A robbery at a bank, a politician's speech, weather forecasts. The trap killer faded a bit from headlines. Police said ongoing investigation. Mark Harris went back to his routine, but slower now. He walked with a limp from the spike cut. Bandages itched under pants. He drank more coffee. Black, always black. Stirred it slow in the mug at his desk, Lisa noticed. You okay? She asked one morning. Steam from her tea rose between them. Yeah, Mark lied. He shuffled papers. Reports on the mill raid. Empty rooms, wires cut, no fingerprints. Killer smart. Always clean. Captain called meetings. Room stuffy. Chairs hard. Close this. Budget tight. Everyone nodded. Took notes. Pen scratched. Mark visited Mike again. Hospital smelled like antiseptic. Sharp and clean. Mike in wheelchair now. Years after the shot. You confessed, Mike said. Voice flat. Had to, Mark replied. Sat by bed. Window view parking lot. Cars came and went. Forgiven long ago, Mike said. They talked weather, sports, dull stuff, home evenings. Karen cooked chicken. Baked with potatoes. Soft and plain. They ate at table. TV on low. News repeat. Survivors messaged group chat Lisa set up. John. Dreams better. Sarah. Kid smiled today. Alan. Taught honesty lesson. Elena. No more golf. Mark read but typed little. Guilt lingered. Like a stain not washed out, killer David Klein watched from his hideout. Basement deep under old house. Screens glowed blue. Cameras everywhere. He ate canned soup. Cold from can. Spoon metal scraped. Planned final game. Big one. All players together. Warehouse massive. Center city edge. Abandoned auto plant. Chains ready. Bomb wired. Puzzles moral deep. He sent invites. Tapes in mail. Plain envelopes. Mark got his at station. Played in office. Alone. Door closed. Detective. Time for endgame. Bring your guilt. Location enclosed. Come alone or they die first. Map simple. Coordinates. Lisa saw. Trap. No, Mark said. But when anyway? Duty or atonement, night of the game. Moon full, clouds thin. Mark drove alone, gun holstered, vest on. Roads empty late. Headlights cut dark. Warehouse loomed. Rust doors huge. Entered side. Creak loud. Inside vast. Echo steps. Lights strung dim. Center circle chairs. John, Sarah, Alan, Elena chained already. Woke groggy. Drugged pickup. Mark? John asked. Voice hoarse. Yeah. Voice boomed. Speakers hidden. Welcome all. You survived pieces. Now whole puzzle. Your sins linked. Ignored pains like factory bosses ignored safety. My father died crushed. You all ignore too. Confess full. Solve chain. Diffuse bomb. Fail. Explode. 120 minutes. Bomb center. Red wires. Timer big. Screens showed pasts. Video secret. John lying sales. Sarah stealing till. Alan ignoring bullies. Elena golf swings. Mark rushing bust. They talked slow. Minutes ticked. 1:19:59. 1:19:58. John first. I lied daily. Cars faulty sold. Families risked. Sarah. Stole for greed not need. Kids suffered my example. Alan. Kids hurt. I graded papers instead help. Elena. Patients waited. Died alone. Mark. Mike shot. My rush. Career over guilt. Each confession unlocked puzzle piece. Keys in boxes. Reach required team. Chains linked, they stretched. Arms pulled. Hurt shoulders. First box. Weights balance sins. Numbers confessed, lies added. John 1000 lies year. Heavy stone, placed slow. Scale creaked. Balanced. Key 1. Unlocked John's chain. Partial. Bomb ticked louder. Beep every minute. David watched camera. Mask on. Hood dark. Father photo beside. Crushed helmet. Next puzzle. Wires cut order. Color sins. Red greed, blue neglect. Argued dull. Red first. Sarah said try. Spark wrong. Shock all mild. Jolts like static big. Time 90 left. Thought reps. Memories loop. John saw wife's face disappointed. Blue first. Correct. More free. They moved circle. Floor grates. Below acid pit mock. Smell vinegar sharp. Voice. Cross bridge. But one plank per truth. Planks wood old. Nailed truths written. Pick right, Alan read. I failed Timmy. His student. Placed. Held weight. Crossed one by one. Creak under feet. Sweat dripped. Time 60 mark last. Plank. I killed trust. Stepped. Cracked but held. Center bomb. Panel open. Wires many. Diffuse code from confessions total. Added sins. Lies plus steals. Plus ignores. Rush 2857. Punched slow. Fingers shaky. Beep. Wrong. Gas hissed. Sleepy gas coughed. Eyes watered. Retry. Forgot one. Mark's haste count 1 big. Click wires cut option. But trap twist. Killer entered. Door bung. Mask puppet. Gun out. Game's not over. Fight slow. Tired bodies. Mark tackled. Punches landed soft. Grunts. John helped. Chain remnant whipped. David shot wild. Bullet ricocheted. Hit own leg. Blood pooled dark. Sarah screamed. Alan pressed wound. David laughed mechanical. Father ignored. Like you, Mark. Sorry for all ignores. Ends now. David lunged knife. From belt. Stabbed air. Mark dodged limp. Lisa burst in. Backup traced eventual. Guns drawn. Freeze. David turned. Shot fired. Hit shoulder. Fell bomb stopped. No. Timer reset trick. Voice tape played last. If I die, another rises. Sin cycle. David cuffed. Mask off. Face scarred factory? No. Burns old hospital rush. Survivors free. Statements again. Rooms white. Nurses busy. David lived. Trial later. Story out. Father crushed when machinery failed. Bosses cut costs. Ignored reports. David survived hid. Learned traps online. Moral judge self. City reacted dull. Newsweek. Then forgot. Mark retired early. Pension forms filled slow. Visited graves metaphor. Mike walked bit therapy. John honest dealer now. Sold used cars true. Sarah returned money anonymous. Alan counselor school. Elena clinic. Free weekends. But twist night. Mark home. Package. Tape new. Played. Voice different. Inspired. New game. Cycle on. Sins everywhere. Normal days hid. People woke next day. Coffee brewed. Traffic flowed. Horror waited patient. Dull world spun. Clocks ticked. Lives ignored small wrongs. Game's potential any door. Years passed similar. Mark gardened. Roses bloomed red. Karen smiled more. But eyes scanned shadows. One day. News. New trap found. Body posed moral. Mark side. New end false. Humanity dull sins continued. Traps eternal, and so the story closed, but not really. Daily routines masked the off-danger lurking in every unchecked lie, every ignored plea. The warehouse emptied, but minds chained forever. Reflections repetitive. What if I had acted? What if now? Coffee cold, days blend, horror simmers low. The warehouse air was thick with dust motes floating in the dim light beams from high windows cracked and dirty. Each breath tasted metallic like old blood and oil from the auto plant days. Chairs were metal folding ones, cold against skin through clothes. Chains rattled with every shift, a constant reminder of captivity. John's mind wandered during waits, back to dealership lot, sun hot on cars, customers haggling prices he inflated by $500 each time, easy money for beer nights. Sarah remembered bank vault cold, fingers slipping bills into purse, heart pound but thrill dull over repetitions. Alan saw classroom desks tiny, kids' faces tear-streaked, his red pen marking tests instead of intervening. Elena recalled golf course green, club swing smooth, phone buzzed with patient calls ignored for birdies. Mark replayed bust, door kick, shouts, gunshot echo. Mike's scream fading as ambition pushed promotion papers signed quick. Puzzles dragged, weight scale needed exact balance. Stones heavy 10 pounds each labeled lie units. Arms trembled, lifting, drops to floor clanged loud. Wire cut required clippers dull, snip careful, or spark flew hot on skin. Bridge planks splintered edges cut palms slight. Blood-smeared truths written in marker faded. Confessions echoed speakers amplified. Voices cracked emotion raw, but words simple repeats. I did wrong. I ignored. I chose self. Fight details slow. David's steps limped approach. Breath wheezy mask filter, gun heavy in hand, shake adrenaline. Tackle hit floor hard concrete bruise ribs, rolls grunts effort old bodies. Whip chain whistled air miss first, hit shoulder thud pain. Knife glint light, swing arc wide tired. Shots banged, enclosed space ears ring long. Aftermath hospital. Beeps machine steady. IV drips clear fluid. Doctor's rounds clipboards. Questions repeat. How feel rate pain. 1, 10. Statements room recorder word tape spin. Coffee offered styrofoam bitter. Trial months later. Courtroom wood polished smell wax. Jury board faces. Testimonies drone hours. Details traps mechanics. How built garage tools. Common hardware store. David spoke monotone backstory. Father scream under collapse. Beams crush. Slow ignored warnings. Memos filed ignored. Sentence life. Appeals filed paper stacks. Survivors therapies. Weekly circle chairs again. But safe community center coffee cookies stale. Shares repetitive healing slow. Jobs new routines established dull comfort. Alarm snooze. Shower steam. Drive commute radio songs old. Work tasks check email lunch salad fork stab greens home dinner microwave beep. Sleep fitful but less nightmares gradual. Mark garden details. Soil dig fingers dirt under nails wash scrub. Seeds plant rows straight water can heavy. Weeds pull roots snap. Roses thorns prick bleed small reminders pain past. Karen knit scarves yarn soft colors. TV murmur background shows reality. Dull contestants argue petty. New tape discovery. Package brown paper string tie. Tape inside player dust. Voice young inspired forum online saw fans moral twists copied. Sins multiply. I judge now. Cycle hint endless. City expanded people more ignored texts. Calls social slights build. Potential victims unaware daily metro crowd push coffee spill ignored. Chain reaction traps future. World spun unchanged core. Dullness the true horror. Off-kilter normalcy where danger hid plain sight. Waiting next ignored sin to trigger game eternal.